What's up, guys? Welcome to Flip the Script. My name is Drew. Today, I am joined by Karli for a wicked discussion. Karli, how you doing today?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I was talking to you before, saying that you are one of the biggest Wicked fans I know. Probably one of the biggest fans in the world. I don't know if you want to claim
I will
that
not claim
title.
that title. I would love to meet whoever that person is. I would love to meet them though. I'm
You guys
sure
would have a
I
good conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We'll have like a part 2 for your channel where we invite them in
Oh,
and
for
then it's like a
sure.
three-way chat.
For sure. But you are a very, very big fan. And I mean, like, I was seeing you post like so much about it, and like I was seeing the crying photos, nothing
Yeah.
to be nothing to be ashamed of. I
Oh, I'm
I
not. But
I
it's
yeah,
just so funny.
I loved it. The two movie story has wrapped. So like I guess what are your thoughts on Wicked, the movies overall, and how they did, and compared to the Broadway show? Do you think, like, because you were a fan of the Broadway show beforehand,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, I guess I can start a little bit from the beginning because Wicked was the first Broadway show I ever saw, and so that was back in 20 so long ago, as you can tell. I'm getting
There you
old.
go.
Yeah, it was like 2014, 2015. It was a, Sweet 16 birthday for me, and I think I we talked about this a little bit for you.
Hmm.
But yeah, I just remember I just started doing like theater things around that time, and I saw this song, "What Is This Feeling?" And it was the ensemble cabaret sort of show I was in. That's one of the songs that they did, and so I was like, "Wait, this song's kind of fun." And I think it was also around the time that I started watching Glee, which is another thing that we can talk about.
Yes.
And they obviously did songs from Wicked as well. And so I was starting to get a little bit of an exposure to the show. And I was like, wait, this is like Wizard of Oz. And I grew up watching Wizard of Oz. Like, that's my mom's named after Dorothy and
Oh,
all this
wow.
stuff. And so I was just really intrigued by this show. And it was kind of the first for me that I've seen of the villain getting their redemption movie. And I know that that's kind of like been there, done that now. But I remember back then that's one of the first that uh, we've seen. And so I was so intrigued by it and I really wanted to go see it. And it just ended up being my first show, first of many, luckily. And it just kind of stuck with me. And there was a moment where I was kind of, not a moment, it was years of, I would keep going to see shows and they were all great and I loved all of them. But Wicked, for some reason, was not some reason, we see the reason. It was still my like top show. And then I saw it again, like when it was touring during 2019, and still cried, loved it, probably loved it even more because I was older and I could understand more of it. And that was the last time I've seen the Broadway version of it, was 2019. So my memory of it is kind of hazy. Obviously, I still have the songs, like I would listen to the songs all the time from the soundtrack, but the show itself is kind of when it comes to my brain.
Hmm.
So when it comes to any discussion that we have for like Broadway versus movie, I would love for you to kind of take the reins on that because you have seen the Broadway show more recent. And so I can probably be able to piggyback off of you for anything. But yeah, and then the movie, they've been trying to do this movie for ever, probably since the Broadway show came out, I believe. And it wasn't until I think John M. Chu was announced as the director when I was like, oh, this is actually like really happening now. That's great. Awesome. And then all broke loose when I found out that Ariana was going to be Glinda. And people were not happy about it. And
Really?
I just saw a lot of people, they just see pop star Ariana. Like, that's not, they're like, this is not who Glinda is. Like, it's this is bad casting. It should have been someone else. People didn't know Cynthia yet, and Cynthia I knew. She, I knew her a little bit, not as much, obviously, as Ariana, but I knew she would nail it. Spoiler alert, they both did. And so I just kind of had to sit back when it came to the Ariana stuff of like, oh, she's not Glinda. And I was like, you guys just wait until you see the movie. I know it's gonna shock you. And it did.
Mhm.
So I think that is kind of a little bit of my background when it comes to the Broadway version and then the movie version. So when it comes to the movie, I was really there when they were announcing everything, when they announced the director, the casting, when they announced it was going to be a two-parter. And so I was there for it all.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm like the opposite. I was not there for any of it. So
Mhm.
like, I watched the Broadway show in 2022 with my grandparents,
Mhm.
and I just remember I was like, I forgot everything
Yeah.
after. I was like, okay, okay, cool. We're seeing a show, Wicked, Wizard of
Mhm.
Oz, awesome. And I don't even remember if I liked. I think I just was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I love Broadway and I love musicals, but it just didn't like stick with me. And you know, that's not to say that it wasn't good and that's why it didn't stick with me. A lot of times, like I need to watch things multiple times for it to
Mhm.
stick with me. Like everything was happening. This was all new to me, so I was just like, oh, okay, awesome. Um, and then when I watched Wicked, the first Wicked movie, by the way, I didn't like know any of this stuff going in, like,
Yeah.
like I didn't know any of the songs except like Defying Gravity, Popular, For Good, the main ones.
Mhm.
That I feel like everybody just knows. But I didn't really know like I didn't know the Ariana Grande thing, but it doesn't surprise me that people
Mhm.
were skeptical. Um but I went to see Wicked with my family. Don't chat, don't roast me, don't hate me. The end of the movie when Elphaba was Wait, did I tell you this?
I don't I can't remember it, but I feel like I know where it's going.
The end of the movie when like the monkeys started flying, I shut my eyes and I like fell asleep for 5 minutes. Not because listen to me. Not because it was boring. It was really good. But I had gotten a terrible sleep the night before and I was just struggling to stay awake. So I was falling asleep during one of the biggest scenes. And it's like
Yeah.
and it's like not because it was boring, but just because I was just so tired. But I didn't like going in, this was just any other movie that I was seeing. Um, so then I came out of it, I was like, that was good, even though I missed 5 minutes because I was sleeping. And then what happened was the soundtrack came out. I
Hmm.
was listening to the soundtrack and I was like, well, this is actually really good. Let me rewatch the movie. I rewatched the movie. I'm like, whoa, and then I watched it again. Whoa. And then I just kept watching it over and over. So it
Mhm.
wasn't like the first time, like love at first sight. It was
Yeah.
it was like second time love at first
Uh-huh.
sight.
Yeah.
And then from there I just became obsessed. I saw the movie the first one so many times in theaters, the sing along, and then
Mhm.
I was so excited for good. And I'll tell you this one. This is how much I didn't know like all of the Wicked stuff. Like when at the end of act or at the end of the first Wicked movie,
Mhm.
when it said to be continued, I was like, wait, what? And then I found out they were making another movie like a few like days after that. I was like, oh my god. I didn't know they were making another movie. I didn't realize there was a whole nother act to the musical, and I was like,
Mhm.
even though I had seen it, I forgot it all. But that
Yeah.
was that was exciting because I didn't know anything going in,
Mhm.
so I was able to really go into it hype.
Yeah. I've seen it many a times, like you have in theaters. I have lost count. It's like somewhere at like 8, maybe 9 now.
Wow,
And
which one?
Honestly, both,
Yeah.
but more specifically, like part one.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw it with uh, just one of my friends, and I remember I the theater was packed,
Mm,
and I think this was for like AMC's early screening, so it was the Wednesday that it was coming out, so 2 days before the official release. And so I had my friend come with me. We were sitting in the back corner, and the amount of times that I was hyperventilating, sobbing by how much it just like impacted me and how much I loved it. Um, and I was like, but I was being so quiet, and I was like, I cannot be like loud in this moment. Like I can't. Like they're gonna kick me out. I have to be super quiet. And then the movie ends, and I turn to my friend, and I was like, I wasn't loud, right? And she was like, no, you were loud. You were sobbing uncontrollably so loud. And I was like, yeah, but that was you were just right next to me, so you're the only one that really heard it, right? She was like, I don't think so. I think other people heard it. And so after that, I was like, okay, we got to figure this out. But yeah, I love seeing the both parts, honestly, but especially part two with people that have no idea what's coming, because
mhm.
that is when the connection and everything. I remember when I saw Leonard Broadway, seeing the connections from Wizard of Oz is what I was most like at the edge of my seat about. And so every time I went to go see part two, I was like, okay, have you seen it yet? Okay, you're coming with me. Have you seen it yet? No, come with me. And so that was kind of me knowing the story. That was one of my favorite parts, was seeing other people's initial reaction to everything. So I would have loved to seen it with you. It would have been so nice.
Yeah, I definitely reacted. I mean, there were some parts that like unfortunately got spoiled because,
Mm,
it's a play that's been out for so long, and I guess if
yeah.
you're online, like, I did see that Bach becomes Tin Man,
Hmm.
and I think I don't know if I was like 1,000% sure, but like I was hinted at that Fierro would be the Scarecrow, and I wish those things I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I really tried so hard to stay away. That's why I didn't see the even though I was obsessed with the first Wicked movie, I didn't see the Broadway play um until after part two because I didn't want it to
No,
spoil.
yeah, you did it correctly. I've had other people before, they in between the release of both movies, they would have like a trip to New York, and they were like, "Hey, I'm gonna go see a show. Should I see Wicked?" And my first question would be like, "Okay, well, have you seen the movie? Have you seen part one?" They were like,
Hmm.
"Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, have you ever seen the show before?" They're like, "No." I was like, "Okay, go see something else," because mixing the medias without like knowing the ending of it, I feel like would kind of almost ruin it, or at least maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it didn't. There could be someone that has seen the part one, and then they went to go see the show, and then they saw part two. Maybe I could be wrong, but to me, I feel like if you have the movie of part one and then you have the Broadway show of part one and two, it it wouldn't connect well.
Hmm.
Do you feel like that's? Do you feel like you made the right choice of waiting to see the show?
I do,
Yeah.
and it's funny because even though the show was the original thing, like that was the first thing that came out, and the show is great. For me, I've always been a movie guy,
Hmm.
and these two movies, Wicked and Wicked for Good, combined they're like over 5 hours, right? Like
Hmm.
close to 6 hours, and um, the play is only 2.5 hours.
Hmm.
So my biggest thing was how are they gonna do all this in the play? Um, but like for me, knowing the story of Wicked and For Good from the movies, when I went to see the play, it was almost like an homage, and it was like I knew all the songs, and like it was like okay that it was so fast paced because I already knew the story, and but I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that was like kind of how I felt about it. So it kind of because the movie you're really able to sit with the characters. You're
Hmm.
able to even the biggest one, or one of the biggest ones, was the difference between the Ozdust ballroom, between the movie and the play. The play does it kind of like comedic, where Glinda is copying Elphaba, and the crowd's laughing,
Yeah,
right? But in the movie, they have like the emotional music. And by the way, that's every time I see that scene, you know,
every time,
every time. Yeah, I want
every time.
I want to know for you what scenes. I mean, you've seen the movie so many times. Which scenes every time make you
I
cry?
think definitely the ballroom scene, that especially because they did make it more emotional and they did tie into, it's not the Broadway show. Sure, it's like it's comedic. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
funny, like haha, like this is happening. But having the time that the movie did where they can delve more into, this is really when they start to understand each other, especially when Glinda has that line of Fiero says something of, "Oh, she doesn't care what they think," and then Glinda hits him with, "No, she does, but she pretends not to." It is one of the things that I think a lot of people relate to, whether you are Glinda or Elphaba. That's why I think them as the two main characters makes them so great, because you can relate to either one or sometimes both of them. But the
Hmm.
Oslo scene definitely makes me hyperventilate every single time. That one, along with Defying Gravity, the moment that we see baby Elphaba in like
Mm.
the windowed mirror, every time I see that, it my jaw, when she showed up the first time I watched it, my jaw on the floor. That was probably the biggest gasp I've ever gasped during that movie.
Mm.
I want to say also the first time, I don't I don't cry at this part anymore, but I remember the first time it really got me when we got to see Kristin and Adina, and I just there that was like one of the spoils for me, where it was kind of, wasn't confirmed, but it kind of put it in my head that it was going to happen, and so I was scared that I was not gonna. I was like, great, now I know that this might happen. By the time that they showed up, I totally forgot that it
Hmm.
was even an idea in my head, and so it made me like start freaking out. And I was like, the friend that I had, I was holding on to her, and she was like, "You're kind of hurting me." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," because the friend that I went with, she's never seen the show and she doesn't really know anything about Wicked. She just came with me just to have a fun time. And so she's one of the people that had no idea what was going on. Obviously, she knows like Adina. I
Mhm.
don't know how much she knew about Kristen, but I was like, I'm sorry, this is like a really big deal right now. But yeah, I think those two scenes I will cry no matter how many times I've seen it, and then the Kristen and Adina of it all. I got like one of the biggest, loudest cries out of me the
Mhm.
first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about in For Good?
Mm, for good, I think I cried. Let me say, both movies, the first time watching it, I just cried at the start. As soon as like the universal picture was going around, the first
The
time,
logo.
yeah, the logo. We haven't even seen
The
any
the
part of
Nic
the
the
movie.
Nicole Kidman
Yeah,
commercial.
yeah, yeah. We come here to live memories and magic. I don't know what it is, but you get
Something
it.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, one of those things. Yeah, so for part one, just hearing Glinda, and then the second one, hearing Madame Horrible, just tears already. I want to say
Mhm.
for good, the one that got me the most, trying to remember. So the first time I watched For Good, I was very almost confused, and I didn't know why I was confused. And so the crying moments are kind of like lost for me, but definitely the door.
Door.
The door is just
The
like
Frozen shot.
yeah, the
The Elsa
frozen
and
shot.
Anna shot.
Yeah, they had to bring it back somehow. But yeah, I think that definitely um it's yeah, that was probably the most specific one because my mind you, I was crying the entire time. All like in total like the 5 hours of both movies, crying no matter what. But those I think the door was definitely when it was whoa for me.
Mhm.
Or even seeing the animals when she goes into the like hidden
Mhm.
room and sees like Dr. Dillamond and everything. That was probably another time because that's that wedding scene. It's not in the sorry in the Broadway show,
Oh
right?
yeah. Wait. Yeah, you're right.
I don't think it is because that was one of the things that I had a friend almost spoil for me. She sent me like some meme about the wedding shot about like the animals, and I was like, "Did you just spoil this for me?" And she tried to be
Oh.
like, "No, no, no, no! Like it's in the show, like it's in the Broadway show." And I was like, "It's definitely not." But okay. So yeah, that was one of the things that I wasn't expecting. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely get into like, the Wicked part 1, part 2 because
Mhm.
the show it's all together and with these movies obviously you have a whole year, you know, and it's crazy how they split up how they were able to like split it up and like put so much detail into each one.
Mhm.
And it's funny cuz for me the second one felt like just like fan fiction in like the best way. It was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, like because I had no clue that that was part of the story. So
Mhm.
it just felt like they were like making all this like really crazy stuff up. Like Elphaba and Fiero are getting together now. Like I was like, it felt like a crazy sequel to me, even though it's already been a thing for a bit.
Mhm.
But yes. So okay. So I guess part two.
Mhm.
What made you why do you think you were confused at first?
So I realized it was probably the second or third time that I watched it. I almost I was so scared to say that I was like, I don't think I liked this movie. And I was scared to say that because I didn't have a reason. It just I remember at one point thinking like it feels like I'm not watching Wicked. And then like a couple watches later I was like, "Oh wait, no. This is what it is." I think my memory from the Broadway show, I forgot how the pacing was for the show, like when it comes to part 2 because there's so much to cram into it and it kind of lacks and I feel like that's the general idea when it comes to it. When people have critiques of the show, that's probably like number 1, at least from what I've seen. And so I think I forgot that part. And so when it was showing up in part 2 of the movie, I was like, "Wait, what's happening?" Um and then after some time I realized that my critiques when it comes to part 2 are all for editing. Some of the some of the shots were just not not what they could have been. And I think when it comes to John M. Chu, he is a great director for these big, extravagant, huge scenes. And so when it comes to the smaller scenes, he feels like there needs to be movement all the time. And I could be wrong. I have not seen every single John M. Chu movie. I've probably only seen one or two outside of Wicked. So I'm not going to act like I'm the expert when it comes to his directing style. But from what I've seen when it comes to part 2, there was so much movement in moments that didn't need it. And so I think that is where my like iffiness and critiques come into play. And so it took it took a little bit for me to realize that I don't not like the movie. Like I still love it. It's still what what I was wanting, but when it comes to just the small aspect of the like directing or the editing of it, that's where my issues lie a little bit. But I also don't know if I know that just because I'm in the movie industry, so I'm able to pick up on these things more than an average viewer, or at least just someone that's not in the industry. And so it's just a very small issues for me. But it's also because part one had it blew me out of the water. I had
Mhm.
no notes when it came to part one. So then when part two came and I did have a couple notes, that was what scared me the most. I was like, wait, do I actually not like this? Like, am I fake? Am I fraud? No. But
Yeah.
there was a time, there was a small time where I did feel like that. I don't feel like that anymore. I do say you have to watch part one and part two together just because they're not standalones, they're not supposed to be.
Mhm.
And so I think that's also where my very small issue of how long each movie is comes into play because it's 5 hours that you have to watch, and that's like a whole afternoon to just really enjoy the film, both films as a whole. But yeah, I just don't think it was the right time for me to watch part two because I also didn't cry as much as I thought I would, and so that made me a little anxious as well. Of like, do I not like this? I just didn't drink water that day. I like texted my friend. I had a photo of like my afterthoughts. Like there are still tears running down, and one of my
Yeah.
friends even picked up and she responded when I sent the photo. She said like, "There's not as much tears as I expected," and I was like, "Don't comment on that, please. Like I'm scared about it." But yeah, I immediately was like, "I just didn't have water. It's okay." Like that's it.
Yeah.
But then the second time I watched it, I was downing water the entire
Mm.
day. And it was still kind of the same where it was like, maybe it just doesn't get that reaction from me as part one does because I don't think I, as a person, relate to part two as much as I do for part one. Like when it comes to part one, it's really centered on how someone is mistreated. And I'm going to relate to that more than I'm going to relate to, oh man, my friend just died from a bucket of water. Like that's not,
Mhm.
they're not going to be the same for me and they're not going to
Yeah.
get the same reaction. But
Or I just
yeah,
turned my sister's boyfriend into a Tin Man.
yeah, like, oh God, why did I do that? But yeah, my love of my life is not made of straw. So
Yeah. It's funny because
shucks.
I relate to everything you're saying. That's
Mhm,
really how I felt, like, especially I think the worst thing for me, and I hate this going into movies, is when I know what other people think before I
mhm,
watch the movie.
yeah,
Because even if I hear like, if I hear someone say, "Oh, I didn't like the movie," and this is
mhm,
before I see it, I'm seeing it knowing they didn't like it, and
yeah,
I'm like, now I have this in my head, and I was hearing mixed reviews in general. I was like, "Why did I have to know this?" Because now it's in my head. So, I was the same way. I was I've never even said this, but I'm gonna be totally honest right now. Okay. I went to the theater. I got there like 4 hours early before the movie.
me
You
too.
see for
Yeah,
no reason, but, like, and I remember I got there, they're like, "Your movie's not another 4 hours." I'm like, "I know." Like, I need to s feel the vibe.
mhm,
But, I was getting a little anxiety before because I didn't have a hoodie. Now you may be like, What does that mean? Why would you need a hoodie?"
right,
I was by myself, the theater was packed, and I was, like, so afraid that I was gonna just start crying
Oh.
immensely that I wanted something to hide my
Mhm.
face. So I have a hoodie and I'm like, oh God, this is like, and then I'm like, you know what? This is you just gotta embrace it. You just gotta whatever, So
Yeah.
it's like, people see you cry, they see you cry. So I went in like this is gonna tear me apart. And I was the same way. There was I think when it came to the for good stuff, that's when I got emotional, but I didn't cry.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was gonna get like Ozdust Ballroom
Mhm.
10.0, which that didn't make me cry the first time. Well, we know, guys, I slept during that movie, but every time since I've cried during that, even though I knew what was gonna happen. So with this one,
Mhm.
I was like, okay, like this is my first time watching. It's gonna get a reaction out of me, and I felt the same way when I came out of it because I didn't cry because I wasn't like super shocked and like I kind of knew some of the twists coming because I got spoiled on it and
Mhm.
because I was hearing the mixed reviews like I had that in the back of my head and I was the same way where I was like wait did I not like it? I thought I did like right and you're trying to convince yourself cuz like it's you want to love it.
Yeah.
um but then yes, it became a same thing for me like like watching it a second time. I think what it is, I think the first time when you watch it, there's just so much expectation,
Yeah.
and it's like you're more just like what's gonna happen, and then you're like learning all this stuff, and it's like oh okay they went there, they went there. Then when you're watching it for a second time and you know what's gonna happen, you're able to like enjoy it more and like be like really take in each moment rather than be like surprised if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah. I think also when it comes to what they added to the movie, the beginning of For Good, it was it was different than what the Broadway show is. Like the Broadway show, it starts with Thank Goodness. And like thank goodness and I couldn't be happier and it's that
Mhm.
whole thing. But they started it with
Every
sort of
day more wicked. Oh no, no. Before that. Before that, the Yellow
yeah,
Brick Road.
the Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah.
That one I was okay with. But definitely where I'm leading into is the Everyday More Wicked, which that is also a part of Thank Goodness in the Broadway show, but they
Mhm.
made it its own song and it had like a Wizard and I like reprise.
That was my favorite
And
part.
I loved
I love
it.
that part.
I loved it so much, but it made me realize of like, oh, we're starting off with things that I don't know. Like I don't even get a
Mhm.
second to realize that more is being added. They just right off the cuff, it's like new things added. And so it kind of I had to adjust to that. And in me adjusting to that, it had me almost not paying attention to certain parts, or I wasn't fully focused into what was going on the screen. And so what you're saying about seeing it the second time, you you know and you anticipate those new things coming, so now you can fully focus on what is happening throughout the show and throughout the movie. So, yeah, I definitely have to agree when it comes to just see movies 10 times. If you think you don't like it, watch it 20.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's certain movies that you watch and like you just know you don't like it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's certain movies, but yeah, this one was just like, especially when there's so much high expectations, like, sometimes you watch it a few times and you feel differently. That
Mhm.
was that was definitely the case with this. But no, I mean, there's so many moments in like the movies. Like, I'm curious, like, do you have any like particular moments that just like I'll give you an example like of one that I think of, just moments that just stand out to you. Whether it's story or visually or the music. When the beginning of For Good, just because you brought it up, Elphaba when she first comes in, bum 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 bum
Mhm.
bum, like like the way she lifts up her hat and like the
Mhm.
music, the like, and then I don't know who the heck was looking at her, but someone who worked for the wizard, like, I don't know. I just thought that was like an epic intro. It just felt
Mhm.
like, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Like, here she is. I don't know. Did you
Yeah.
have any moments like that?
I'm sure I did. I going along with that scene, like her entrance in For Good, I loved the like pullback of her hair because it
Mhm.
parallels to the beginning of her entrance with part one. I loved that of like that specific part.
Oh,
I thought
wait. I
that
didn't
was a
know
nice
that.
touch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When she walks up to, she gets off the boat, she goes to Shiz. It's
Yes,
like
she
behind
does.
the scene. She moves her hair, and then in part two, she's on the broom, and she does the same exact thing. It's so good. It's like these small little moments where I'm
You
like,
learn new stuff each time. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I want to say, I think something that shocked me, this is an answer, but it also is probably like the answer to a different question. I think I really enjoyed having Glinda a part of Wonderful,
Hmm.
including her in that. As soon as I heard her start singing, I was like, yeah, this is what it was supposed to be. Because for me, and I think it's a general consensus when it comes to Wonderful or just the wizard songs in general, a lot of people will just skip them because they're like, nah, whatever. And I was that way as well for like the Broadway show.
Hmm.
Like they're great, I love them, but I'm not gonna listen to that before I listen to like what is this feeling. And so when Wonderful started happening, because in the Broadway show it's just the wizard and Elphaba, like in the scene. So they're the only ones that are in the song. But having Glinda there as kind of an in between for the wizard and Elphaba of like, hey, if you're not going to listen to the wizard, like listen to me. Like I'm your friend, like I'm your best friend. Like
Hmm.
we got to do this so that we can go back to the way things were and all this stuff. Having her in that scene and in that song just made it so much better in my eyes.
It made it
And
wonderful.
so it made it wonderful. There you go. Exactly. But yeah, I think that was kind of a highlight moment in part 2 for me. And maybe the whole movie, but I'm trying to think part 1, just everything in part 1, honestly. It's so hard to pinpoint certain things, but I think that's what I'm sticking with for now.
Yeah. By the way, every time I laugh, I feel like the witch because I have the hat on.
Oh, like what does Glinda say when she's like mocking her? She's like, "Ah, where did you get that?
Yeah, yeah.
Where did that come from?"
Every time I
That
laugh.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
moment as well.
That was
That
great.
cat fight scene, that was great.
Come on,
How did you
Greenie.
feel? Oh, come on, Greenie. Like her being like, I almost had her. I
Yeah.
almost had her. How do you feel? Because you have the Broadway show more in your head than I do. How did you
Yeah.
feel that scene paralleled between the movie and the show? Do you think it went well? Do you think it lacked a little bit?
Like where she finds out her sister's dead in the
Yeah,
house and
just
all
like that
that.
whole like the cat fight scene specifically, like the comedy of it or just the scene itself. Because I know that scene is very near and dear to like the Broadway fans. And so I saw a lot of discourse of people being a little antsy when it came to it for the movie. Because what if it didn't translate well when it went to the movie? I personally thought it translated well, but I also don't have that distinct memory of the Broadway show. So if there's any thoughts that you have for it.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, I kind of forget that specific scene in the Broadway show. I'm so sorry.
You
I
fell asleep?
no. I swear I did it. I swear. Um no, wait. There was so much that happened.
Yeah.
I I remember like, like her like coming to her sister like or like seeing her sister was dead, but I don't did they fight in the show?
Yeah, it's very I think it's quicker than it was in the movie. It was very much it was almost a side by side of what the movie is,
Oh shoot, I don't
where it's
remember.
It's like, uh, Elphaba is still like, "Can I have a moment alone with my sister?" And
Hmm.
she's like, starts saying, "I'm sorry," and it goes into like the whole,
Yeah.
like, "Oh, well, you stole my man," and then the whole like cat fight. But it was more of like, if I'm remembering it correctly, and from like the small clips I've seen, I think it's more of them kind of walking in circles on the Broadway show, where like Elphaba has her broomstick and then Glinda has her wand, and they're just
Hmm.
like facing each other and they're just like going in circles before they actually really do anything. Um, but I think the slap is like still there. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think,
yeah, yeah.
mhm,
Stop is there.
yeah, I think that the movie translated it well into having it still be comedic, and like Glinda with her wand like twirling and everything made it was good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe at first viewing I was like, "Oh, like they're really leaning into the comedy here."
Hmm.
Then I was, that's just who Glinda is.
Yeah.
You know? That's just her personality, and she's not a fighter, so she doesn't know what she's doing. And they don't, like, no matter what, even though they're at odds with each other, they don't want to kill each other.
Right.
They're not at that point.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, no, that was a good scene. I do want to talk about the wizard with you because
Yes.
I freaking love Jeff Goldblum in this.
Hmm.
Take it from a wise old carny. That's my favorite line. Once
Yes,
folks
he's
buy
so
into your
good.
blarney, he was amazing, and like just like
Mhm.
I don't know, just like his like the way he moved, the way he talked, like, "Oh, Elphaba, yeah, I'm sure we can make that happen. I think that would be a great idea." Like, I don't know, you
Yeah.
just like he came across like he doesn't come across like a villain, which is what they want you
Mm-mm.
to think. But then like, he ends up being like the villain. But even like throughout the whole thing, he's not like a evil. I mean, he is evil, but he's not like a mustache twirling, like, I'm gonna take over Oz and
Mhm.
whatever. He has this like calm confidence to him that's like, yeah, this is what we're doing. This is what we're taking over the animals. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my Jeff
Yeah.
Goldblum impression.
It's perfect. I love it. No, he definitely, for Jeff Goldblum as the wizard is just Jeff Goldblum in a hat without him being evil.
He's not even acting. He's like,
But
wait, we're doing a film, we're acting, this is a movie.
he's like, "Oh, you guys just I thought we were just getting tea. You guys wanted me to
I thought we were
that's
just
what those
hang.
lines are?"
I thought we were just hanging out and like
Yeah,
having
I
a
thought
good old time.
yeah, I thought you just wanted me to put on this funky hat and then just, like, dance around a little bit. But
That's so funny.
I am not calling Jeff Goldblum evil by any means. That's the only part that was not him.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
no, I think great he just does a great wizard. It's like perfect. It's exactly what the movie needed, having his comedy elements
Hmm.
to a character that necessarily shouldn't really be comedic. Like, I'm not supposed to like you, and
Yeah,
yet you're making me laugh.
yeah, yeah.
But I appreciated how he would play it off as he's just coming up with things on the spot.
Hmm.
Like, stuff, not a lot of things were really planned with him, especially when it like comes to Elphaba. He's just like, "Hey, yeah, you're gonna help me." I was told. I honestly, I think Madame Morrible is more of the like planning and the like evil behind everything. Jeff, the wizard, he just wants people to like him,
Hmm.
and so I think, yeah, Jeff Goldblum. I think he's like one of your top characters because of everything. And I love how much you love the wizard in this.
I think he's just great. I mean, obviously he's not a good dude, but
No.
but Jeff just plays him so great. And like, yeah, like, I mean, the scene in Wonderful, like, I remember when I saw that in the trailer, I thought it was a dream sequence because
Mm,
I was like, how is Elphaba and Glinda dancing with the wizard after
yeah,
part one? I'm like that it has to be a
yeah,
dream. So like I don't know, that was like a cool like for someone who for me who didn't know anything about part two, like that was probably the biggest WTF moment in the trailer was how are Elphaba and the wizard dancing together, you know?
yeah,
So
yeah. They really get you.
yeah. Now,
But
oh sorry, what were you gonna say?
I'm sure it wasn't. Oh, I think it's also nice how that scene it starts with Elphaba having a broomstick to his neck, and then
Mhm.
it's kind of like, or am I? No, 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 no.
Oh, that's
That's after the animals. She just like walks through.
yeah.
That place really needed more security. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
she just walks anywhere that she wanted. But no, I did like the that's another reason why I feel like having Glinda in that scene was so necessary because without it, it's just kind of like Elphaba wouldn't want to go along with anything that the wizard is saying. Like it wouldn't make sense. So having Glinda in that moment, as I said before, kind of being like, no, like if you're not going to listen to him, but listen to me.
Mhm.
Having that was really nice, and it tied it well, where people are. It's more. Oh, what's the word? More realistic. It's more realistic, and having Elphaba want to go along with whatever their plan will be.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, as much as I loved Jeff Goldblum in the movies, I have to say the one thing that I really did not like in part two, the CGI young Jeff Goldblum was awful. And
Yeah.
every time I watch it, I hate it so much because it's so bad, it takes you completely out of it. Like they could have
Hmm.
easily found somebody who looks like him, a young
Yeah.
version of him. And like, you could have made that connection, without doing the CGI because it was just really jarring. I don't know what your thoughts were on that.
I think I think what it was, they definitely had from the behind the scenes that I've seen, they have a like body double
Mhm.
for that, like for Jeff Goldblum, but I feel like they should have instead just like the dots and like having the everything to do the CGI like post production. That body double like had that so that they can put Jeff's face over him. I feel like instead they should have just had Jeff do it and have the dots on Jeff and then make him a younger version because I feel like
Yeah.
where it went Henri was the CGI, like it was young Jeff on top of like this other guy's face, so it kind of meshed them together, and that
Yeah.
could have. And I don't know any like aspect when it comes to like post production, like special effects, anything. So I could be entirely wrong in what I'm thinking, but I feel like that could have been where the the oddness of it would have come in. And it's also such a quick moment of like so they probably had the thought of oh it's going to be super quick they're not going to notice but in it's going to be the opposite where it's so quick that it's all that we can notice
Mhm.
and so yeah when it comes to CGI things it's like such a hit or miss most of the time a miss but
Yeah. I mean, especially because the film is so good with the visuals that when you have that
hmm
one part, it just like stands out. And every time I watch the movie, I just it's not like it doesn't affect the story or anything, but it's just like visually,
no
yeah,
yeah
yeah.
and I feel like that's what at the end of the day, I feel like all of our, both of us, our critiques are things, nothing is going to ruin the story
Hmm.
for us. It's all these minor things because it is so good that we're just like prone to needing to find something. And so
Hmm.
this, if it's just the CGI or if it's just the like editing, like a big moment um, of movement, it's all these small things where it's not at the end of the day, it's still a great film and it's still a great story.
For sure, definitely. So, we were talking before, and I asked you if you can make a list of your top 5 favorite songs. So,
Oh boy, did I try.
this was really hard. I had to put 3 honorable mentions. So,
I did
uh,
too.
you put honorable mentions?
Yeah. I think I saw your notes a little
Oh,
bit,
you
and
saw my
so
list?
I saw like a very like quickly. I didn't want like to know exactly
Yeah.
what you said, but I did see like honorable mentions, and I was like, I'm gonna do that too,
Okay.
because
Okay.
there's just no way to talk about the music of it
Yeah.
without talking about all of it.
I know. No, no, like 5 is too little.
Yeah.
Um, I guess what we could do, how about you could say all your honorable mentions.
Hmm.
I had 3, which I mean, that was hard to even narrow it down to 3, but I had 3 honorable mentions. So why don't you give your 3? I'll give my 3, and then what we could do is we could go. You give your number 5, I give my number 5, you give
Mm.
your number 4, I give my number 4, and we could like go all the way to 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So
Yeah.
what are
I'll start
your
with my
honorable
my
mentions?
honorable mentions. I'm going to also preface every time I try to pinpoint like my top songs or like any ranking of this show, whatever it is right now, whatever I'm about to say, if you ask me tomorrow, it's probably going to be different.
Yeah,
It's so, and I feel like that's how everyone is. It's
same
just,
way. Yeah.
that's just how good this soundtrack is and how good the music is. Like Steven Schwartz, one thing about him, he knows what he's doing when it comes to this soundtrack.
Hmm.
So with that in mind, chat, don't hate me
Chat.
if I don't if
Drum
I don't
roll.
have your like number one, because it happened one time. I'm gonna make this quick because I want to talk about our top fives. But I one time I did make like this video ranking like the entire soundtrack, and all the comments were like, "What about this? Why is this so low? Like, what do you mean this is down there?" And
Hmm.
I'm sorry.
I get it. It's you can't please everybody because then if you put that one higher and the other one lower, then it's like, well, why is that one so low? It's like
Hmm.
I can't put every song at
Yeah,
number 1.
which I want to,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah,
just not the way that the world works.
yeah.
But so honorable mention, I had the top three are For Good as honorable mention, As Long as You're Mine, and then movie specifically, One Short Day.
Ooh,
Those are my
nice,
top three. That was hard.
nice, nice, nice. Um, yeah. Let me preface first. I am with you, Karli. My list changes every single day. And especially with part 2 having just come out, it's a little more of a like I've been listening to the part 2 soundtrack more. So
Hmm.
that's why that's kind of like, yeah, my list will change soon, and it was so hard to put any of these low, but my honorable mentions, which yeah, I'm curious to see how you react. In no particular order. What is this feeling? The Wizard and I, and Defying Gravity.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. um
Hmm.
okay, what's your or actually which one from my list maybe are you most surprised is an honorable mention?
I think I'm not surprised that they are honorable mentions. I the some that you said are in my top five,
Yeah.
but I do recognize that they're not going to be the most popular songs the from the show. So I think I'm not I'm not shocked. I'm just a little different.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And
there's really no wrong answer when it comes to the ranking, unless you have Sentimental Man in your top three. Then we kind of have to talk.
that
But
was my number 1 actually. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but I do love
how do I
Sentimental
leave?
Man. No, my number 1 is actually Something Bad.
Yeah, how do I leave? This big red button. It was so nice
What?
talking to you. Thanks so much. Yeah.
Dear
Something
old shiz is number
bad.
2. Oh my goodness. What do you think is the worst one? Which song can you not listen to?
I It's so hard because none are bad. They are necessary for the story.
Mhm.
However, I am not going to listen to something bad when I'm
Yeah.
driving in the car. That's just it's not the time or the place. That's
Driving
just
something bad.
yeah, I'm like, why is there's like a goat in the back of my car? Like, gotta figure
Something
that out.
bad.
Yeah.
I
I
did like
think
when she sang when she was singing Wicked Witch of the East. Finally from these powers something good. Like I
yeah.
like that callback. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm also glad that they put that in the movie soundtrack because it's Nessa doesn't have like her song's not in the Broadway soundtrack, and so hearing that, I was like, "Oh, another new song." I was like, "Wait, no, no, it's not.
Yeah.
We know this one."
Yeah. Okay. Number 5. And we could talk about each song. Wait, actually, let's do this. If we have if if you name it and I have it and it's higher on my list, we'll wait to talk about it until we get to the
Yeah, yeah,
higher
yeah.
one. So, okay. So what is your number 5?
Okay, I think so. Number 5, it goes hand in hand. As of right now, I'm gonna say another honorable mention is popular because number 5 is Defying Gravity.
Ooh,
hmm
nice. Nice. I mean, it's probably the most uh well-known song from the whole thing, would you say?
I would say 100%, and that's kind of why it was one of the factors as to why they needed to make it a two-part movie because you can't have Defying Gravity in the middle of a movie. You have to have
Mhm.
it like so ending part 1 with Defying Gravity, it was just kind of inevitable. It needed to happen and I'm glad that they did that because it is that's another reason that people are so shocked about it being a two-part because the song that everybody knows is at the end of part 1, so then they're like, "Oh yeah, the movie's done. To be continued." Hold up. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely would be I think it's one of the first songs that I learned. And so that's if that tells you anything, then that's just kind of it's the stepping stone for people to enter the world of Wicked.
Yeah. So, it's a 7-minute song. It's a very long song. Which section from that song do you pick out the most that you love?
I think I love the moment where it's like the in between part of Glinda's or Elphaba is like, Glinda, like, come with me. And you think that Glinda is going to go with her. But then, as soon the way that she says, I hope you're happy in response to it, you just know that she's decided to stay. And I
Mhm.
think that it's just so bittersweet, but also just straight up heartbreaking. They're not just not going to get what they want. Like either way, none of them. And
Mhm.
so I think that moment because then it leads into their like duet moment of just the you and I. I'm not gonna try to sing.
I that's my favorite part of the whole thing is when their
Mhm.
voices come together. They're
Yeah.
so in sync.
Mhm.
So good.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Okay. My number 5 was one of your honorable mentions,
Mm.
and it is Fiero and Elphaba, As Long as You're Mine. And that's just, I mean, dude.
God, it's so good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
That one was a hard one for me to put as honorable mention. I think the Broadway version of it has a little bit more for me.
mhm.
But the movie version, obsessed, great. It's insane. Both like Cynthia and Jonathan out of the water. But I think, and I can't pinpoint why, but I think the Broadway version of it has a little bit more for me.
Yeah, yeah. I love both versions. I heard the movie version first, thought it was awesome. Watched it on Broadway, really love that version. I love how you also have like the the theme in the beginning, dun 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 dun
Mm,
dun dun, like kind of like a slower version of No One Mourns the Wicked, like
yeah.
and like I don't know, just really good. And then, of course, when you have Fiero's part, maybe I'm brainless, like that,
Mhm.
like like so good, so good.
Yeah.
Um, that's my number 5 because I've
Mhm.
also been singing that like nonstop. Like I've probably said maybe I'm brainless like 1,000 times
Mhm. Yeah,
recently.
you start to become brainless.
You start to become brainless. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a great Easter egg that I discovered later on,
Mhm.
Scarecrow, brainless.
Yeah. There's also a line that he says in, like, Dancing Through Life. I can't remember what it is at the
Life
moment,
is
but it was
painless
like
for the brainless.
yes, that one, exactly. Yeah, so there's a lot of the amount of Easter eggs is, like, so good because then you watch it back and you're like, "Oh, of course. Why didn't
Yeah.
I think of that?"
Yeah, how'd you not know that? Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Um
Yeah.
I wait, you know what Easter egg I actually picked up on the first watch of For Good? And I'm curious if
Mm.
you picked this up because I just thought it was brilliant. Um when Fiero is looking for Elphaba, I remember Elphaba's like hiding in the tree.
Mhm.
Remember when Fiero and Elphaba first met? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you. You must have blended in
Yes.
with the foliage, and there she actually blended in with the
She did
foliage.
blend in.
Did you
Yeah,
did you catch that?
I feel like maybe not my first watch, that might have been something that, like, online discussion that was, like, pointed out, so maybe
Mhm.
I realized it from that. That scene, I was so focused, I was trying every time I watch it, I'm like, "Does Fiyero, like, see her?" And that's why he's like, "Oh, nothing here, goodbye."
Yeah.
That it's one of the things where it's not necessarily open-ended, but it makes me question whether or not he did. Because I think one of my friends was saying that, but then I'm watching it back and I'm like, I don't
It doesn't look like he saw her.
yeah, it doesn't look like it. But
That's a great
either way,
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah, it's such a good moment with the like blending in with the foliage. So wrong for that.
Kind of funny.
Oh my gosh, it's hysterical.
Yeah.
But
All right, so what is your
alrighty.
number 4?
My number 4 is For Good. For
Wait,
Good.
wait, I thought that was on your
Oh my gosh, wait. Oh wait, it was. Wait. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's so hard. Okay. You know what it was?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what it was.
It's so good that it was an honorable mention and in the top 4.
yeah, I have to talk about it every time. I think wait, let me think then. I think Popular was supposed to be the honorable mention, and then For
Okay.
Good is number 4. Yeah, so
Okay.
honorable
So
mention, Popular, Defying Gravity number 5, For Good number 4.
4 good at number 4. Okay, let's hold off on that because I have that higher on my list.
For Good?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll
So
hold
we'll
off.
talk about that when we get there. My number 4 is Thank Goodness. We couldn't be happier, right, dear? Just
God, so
and
good.
wait. The best part. I'm like I anticipate when she becomes a. That was like. Did you hear that when you first watched it? The pop Ariana come out.
I so I don't know if you know this like little snippet. It's whenever Glinda is singing, whenever she is singing her higher range is when she's lying. So when she's singing low, that is when she is most vulnerable and most herself.
Huh.
And so whenever that moment of thank goodness comes, like I couldn't be happier. That is her I just like know about that. And so in my head, I'm like, this is her being the most like herself that she can be. When it comes to like the pop Ariana, I I see what people are saying. I'm just like, that's just her voice.
But it was that
But
one line though. It was
it
the
is
it
that
was
one
the
line.
the anticipated. She had like
Mhm. She
it
had that
was
little run.
she had the run. She had the
Yeah.
run.
But that her I just like have no words for like that segment of the song
Yeah.
because I think Ariana did a fantastic job of making it her own because it's nothing like Kristin. Like everybody was so worried, or they were saying, "Oh, she's just gonna do her Christian Chenoweth impression. Like that's all we're gonna get from it." And I feel like part one is just kind of it's not Kristin, it's Glinda, and I think people don't realize a lot of actors get their role when they most relate to a character in like their day to day, like how they work. And so, for the most part, for some parts, actually, let me not speak on that. Let me not try to be the expert, but I think that is just how Kristen's personality is, and also how Ariana's personality is. So when people see them playing Glinda the same way, that's kind of they just think it's the Christian impression. But I'm also no, this is Glinda. Like this is how Glinda is. However, the couldn't be happier segment of thank goodness, Ariana really did make it her own, and I think she did a fantastic job with it, even with the pop star riff coming out.
Yeah. No, I love that part. I thought that was
Mhm.
great. Um, and that was like it was a lot of just especially like the part where she was singing and it was like just her and it kind of got softer. It was just like a one shot, just zooming in on her, just
Mhm.
focusing on her vocals, and she sounds so good there.
Yeah.
Um, it's just amazing. I love it. Um, okay. What about your number three?
My number 3 is Dancing Through Life.
Let's hold up on that because that's higher on my list too.
Alrighty, alrighty, we'll hold.
Okay. Um, my number three is No One Mourns the Wicked. I I mean, like the song is just so freaking epic. Like,
Mhm.
the fact that it's like, it's a musical, but it feels like this like rock. I don't know, like the drums, like when the drums come, no one mourns the wicked. Boom,
Mhm.
boom.
It hits you.
It hits, and it's like the fact that it's like, you know, it's the good guys celebrating that the wicked witch is dead, but it's such a like a, you know, they kind of sound evil. They're like, like
Mhm.
thank God she's dead. Like, it's like
Yeah.
it's kind of messed up, especially when we know the truth, which is like, Elphaba is like, not a bad person, and they're celebrating her death, and then even like,
Mhm.
having Glinda sing over it, like, um, you know, like when like the feelings that she's feeling. I just think it's like just such an epic song. It just takes you through like so many different parts. Even like, you get to the Elphaba's backstory. How I hate to go and leave you. And then the wizard
Mhm.
part, have another drink. Like it's just so good. And then
Mhm.
I think probably one of my favorite parts is and goodness knows the wicked lies just like it's just epic. And then when you get to the
So good.
no one mourns the wicked part, like at the end, like just with the big drums, just like
Mhm.
probably the
Yeah.
most epic song in the whole thing, in my opinion.
For sure. I love the how big the production is for it,
Mhm.
and when it comes to the movie version, I don't know if you know this little tidbit, and I could be remembering the fact wrong, but they included instrumentals from The Wiz in the beginning of No One Mourns the Wicked. So I think it's the part where, if you're watching the movie, it's where they are running like out of the um, poppies field onto the yellow brick road, and
Mhm.
I think it's that chunk, like during that specific frame, where it goes into, I
Do,
think,
do, 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 do.
"Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead."
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, from The Wiz. I love, 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 love that they included aspects of that story as well, and that adaptation. I thought as soon as I heard that, I was like, they did it correct. I also love how No One Mourns the Wicked is the opening when we don't the audience, if it's your first time, you don't know like what's coming
Mhm.
because you only know Wizard of Oz. You know that she's wicked. And so you're kind of cheering with them and you're like, yeah, yeah, she's dead. Like they did it. Yes. And then the story happens and you're kind of sinking into your chair. You're like,
Mm,
maybe that's not good.
yeah.
And what I love about the movie is it gives you close-ups that the Broadway show can't. So you're really able to see the regret and like the mourning in Glinda's face
Mm,
when it comes to the movie. And I think that is just so well done because she can't it's like she's towing the line of I can't show how I'm actually feeling, but there are little bursts where it still comes out. And it's one of the like greatest parts when it comes to this film of how because it's also the same thing in Thank Goodness when it comes to I couldn't be happier.
hmm.
That it's the moments where she's not happy, but she has to pretend that she is. And just the little cracks of the truth coming out for the audience to see is so well done. And so, yeah, I think that that might be one of the greatest openers of like any show. It's just so, as you said, it's
Agreed.
so epic.
Completely agree. Okay, wait. What is your number two now?
My number two, I think this was in your honorable mention. It's Wizard and I.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
It's so good. I am a sucker for any Elphaba song, and
Mm,
this one is just I just love the like foreshadowing of it. And I don't even think I realized how much of it is foreshadowing until the movie came out. Especially for like I have this vision, it's hazy, but it's there and it's everybody's going to be celebrating something that has to do with me. And yeah, girl, you got that.
oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
Yeah. A celebration throughout Oz. It's all to do with me. And your vision was correct, just
Oh,
not in the way you thought.
when she meets the wizard, her whole life will change.
Mhm.
It did, but that's a crazy one. I never thought about that. So
Yeah.
that was the vision she was seeing.
Yeah, um on the wizard's like statue when it's like there, it's just scenes of no
Oh
one
my
knows.
god! Whoa!
It's see, you learn something every time. Every time you talk to someone new, every time you think about
Yeah.
this film, you find out something new. And it's so that's why it's still here. That's why it's still on Broadway, like
Hmm.
decades later. But it's it's why it's one of my favorites because not only does it sound it's fun, it's like a great it's great instrumental, it's great lyrics, it's great like sound, the riffs, the Adina and Cynthia, they both it's different for both of them, but it's just it's so good. But having the like Elfie, you don't know what's coming, but
Mm,
somehow you do. And
yeah.
it's that I love it in the movie specifically because Cynthia is able to create a tone in her voice that has just so much hope and almost like childlike wonder.
Hmm.
And it's exactly what the song needs because exactly what it is. And so just seeing it at the top and then going into what we discover, it's just, oh, it really gets you.
Yeah. And then when you have For Good and or Wicked for Good and she does the reprise of it, when
Hmm.
I beat the wizard,
Yeah.
all Oz will applaud for when I beat the wizard by revealing he's a fraud. Like the fact
Hmm.
that like you took that song that yeah, she was so excited to meet this guy and so like hopeful and now it's like when I meet
She
the
like looked
wizard,
up to him.
yeah. Oh
She
my
really looked
god.
up to because there's also another part. Oh, I forget. I can't remember. Um, I think it's when she's with Dr. Dillman, and she even says she's like, "Oh, well, that's why we have a wizard. Like, let's go to him."
So nothing bad.
Hmm. Yeah, and so it's just really, it's such a good like just a good plot. This whole thing.
Yeah. My it's hard because I could easily put the Wizard and I in my top three like tomorrow. You know, I
Hmm.
love that song, so it's like it's so hard.
Yeah.
Um, but I for my number two, which you had on your list, I have For Good.
Mm-hmm.
Just such a good song, no pun intended. It's great. So yeah, what are your thoughts on For Good?
When it comes to For Good, it's just it's kind of, I love this story for the friendship aspect of it, and this song is just the epitome of when you find when you find someone, whether it be a friend or whether it be more than that. It's just so, this song is like, you should feel how this song is when you think of that person. It's just like, so for me it's such like a friendship song. Like every time I listen to it, it's like I think of all the closest friends that I have, and it's just so, it's so nice. And it's like in the movie it's kind of like a farewell without them really knowing. I'm sure
Mhm.
like Elphaba kind of knows, but Glinda, she's like, oh yeah, like we're happy, like we're singing a song. Oh, why are you taking me to this closet? Okay,
Mm,
wait a second. I also love the the vocalization of it, where this is the only time that Elphaba is the one singing low, or sorry, Elphaba is the one singing high, and Glinda's the one that's singing low.
mm,
It's like them kind of meshing into understanding each other, and like doing what the other kind of normally does. And it's just so, it sounds beautiful. It sounds so great, and it's just, it, along with defying gravity is what you, what's that kind of phrase? It's like you go into Wicked for defying gravity, but you stay for good. It's like
yeah, yeah.
those songs just go hand in hand,
Hmm.
of like they, and it just being the name of part two, like Wicked for Good. It, there really was no other option as to what it
Hmm.
could be named. It's just that, it's just another staple of what this musical is all about.
Yeah. And I just love how they're singing the song to each other, like all the lyrics, like, and just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things, like, they're
Hmm.
really talking to each other. And
Yeah.
like, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. Like they're really like, and it's just, I mean, it's the culmination of the whole movie, or the whole two movies, just like,
Hmm.
and it's just so good. The piano works so
Hmm.
well. It's just brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant. So,
Yeah. As soon as you hear the piano, it really gets you. You're like, oh, we're
dun
in.
dun dun dun, like that
Hmm.
motif. Yeah.
Oh
Um.
my gosh. And then, sorry, not to cut you off, but
No,
when
you're
they
good.
brought it in to Ozdas, when there's like
Oh. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
a lot of people didn't, who don't know part two, they weren't able to realize that, but
Dun
that it's just
dun
another
dun
reason that
dun.
that scene like really gets to me, because it's the first time that they're really like connected and they're really understanding each other. So
Hmm.
to add on top the, essentially the end of them, to add that into the beginning, I was like, they really got us with that. I thought
Yeah.
that was such a beautiful touch that they did.
Didn't they sprinkle it in the beginning when she mentions like we like Alphaba and I were friends, like at least we knew each other? Don't they do a
I Yeah,
little version of it?
yeah, yeah. In like the beginning of part one, like after no one
Yeah.
mourns.
Yeah. Yeah, like when they show the flashback of them like with the
Hmm.
hands and the
Yeah,
then they do like a little sprinkle.
yeah. But it wasn't until like Ozdas, at least for me, where I really was like
Yeah.
locked in.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Um I think I know your number one, but
I think I kind of like, I made a comment that could have spoiled it. I want to, what do you think it is?
I don't know. I just have this feeling that it's what is this feeling?
No, 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 no. Oh,
I'm not
it's
right?
not.
Oh
No,
shoot!
I love that song. I
Wait,
very much love
wait.
that song.
Was it on your honorable mentions?
It wasn't one of the 3 that I said,
Oh wow.
but it
Okay, I thought it was number.
could have been.
Wait, I'm trying to. Okay, actually, I don't know. Take it away.
No, my number 1 is No Good Deed.
Oh, of course, of course, of course.
Yeah,
Okay.
as I said, I am a sucker for any any Elphaba song.
Mm.
They're just so good.
And that's the Elphaba song.
That's the Elphaba song for me.
Yeah. Elkanama Natu Natu Elkanama.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got it.
Something like that. Okay,
Yeah, one of those.
so what about that song in particular makes it number one? And has it always is this like a is this a locked number one like always?
This
Or
is locked.
this is a lot. Okay.
This has been my number 1 probably since probably for like a decade. Ever since I saw the show.
Mm.
It's so good. I love just the belting of it. The sound of it is just so good. And I also love how it's her finally understanding that they're never going to see me or like understand where I'm coming from. They're never going to listen to me. So why do I keep trying? Why do I keep trying to do all this stuff? Matter of fact, I'm just not going to. And it's one of the things that I feel like a lot of people can relate to, especially me, where it's you try to do good and you try to do the right thing all the time, even if it has people against you. You still want to continue and push for the right thing and do good. But then after so many times that you get broken down because of it and all this stuff, you're kind of like, okay, then let me be how you expect me to be. And I think I have had those moments myself of I'm trying to do the right thing and I think I'm doing the right thing, but then it just gets backlash. So I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to be this good person that I think I am. But then in the movie, she actually doesn't go along with what she says she'll do. Like,
Hmm.
okay, then I'm not going to be good. When in reality she's still good even after the song. And so I think a it's just a beautiful moment of you you have this protagonist that has been broken down so many times to the point where she thinks that she has to go along with being bad and being wicked, and then we just see how it comes about, like her ending and what she does with it. It's just it's just a nice it just sounds so good at the end of the day. I just love how this song sounds and the lyrics and the beginning of it. I really wish the soundtrack, I can listen to the Broadway version when it comes to it, but the opening, having it calling out for Fiyero is a nice it's just like a nice tone that like as soon as it starts, you're like, "Oh, here we are. Okay, Fiyero. Yes. Okay, Alakanama. Let's go."
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just it's so hard to pinpoint all my favorite songs, but no matter what, this one will always be top.
Yeah. I love that one. Maybe I don't have it in my top because it's too hard for me to sing, but I absolutely love it. And no, Cynthia's phenomenal in that. And also like that part of the movie, I know we said or I said no one mourns the wicked is the most epic song, but like that might No Good Deed might be like with that in terms of like most
Mhm.
epic. It's just like um and I see why like it's your number one because it's like not only do you like the song, but you're able to connect it to your personal life. Like, and
Mhm.
I think that's what makes like a movie or a song really stick with you is when you can
Yeah.
connect it. You know, like you and I, we don't just like this movie because it's a good story. It's like
Mhm.
it's done something to us
Yeah.
personally, and we're able to resonate with it. Um, So I agree with that. And yeah, I guess should I do my number one? Which I guess
Hmm.
do you know my number one?
I think I
Is
don't think we've said it yet.
it
Was
was
it Dancing Through Life?
Dancing Through the Night. I and this one, my every other one on the list will change every day. This one is my lock. Dancing
Yeah.
Through Life is my lock. The whole entire part from Dancing Through Life to listen, Nessa,
Hmm.
like
Me
which
and Bach.
me and Bach, that whole thing, um probably that part, like the listen, Nessa, like anytime he does that rendition, that's probably my
Hmm.
favorite thing of the whole thing. I just like that. But Dancing Through Life is just so freaking epic, and I've listened to it
Hmm.
a million times. I never get sick of it. Um, and I so badly wish I knew how to dance so I could do that dance. But
Yeah.
it looks so fun, and it's just like that's such a fun scene to watch.
Hmm.
I feel like you know in Wicked for Good doesn't have that like innocent, joyful,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because by that point, everybody's trying to kill each other, and it's like kill the
Hmm.
witch and whatever. It's so serious, but like I just loved how they're in the library, and he's just like, let's just have a good time, and like they're all
Yeah.
dancing, and with the books and all that, and it's just brilliant. My favorite song. Jonathan Bailey knocks it out of the park. Um, yeah, but you also had Dancing Through Life on your list.
I did. I just love the thing about the music in this story is Dancing Through Life is like my favorite example of this because surface level is just a fun time. Like, yeah, we're just dancing around.
Hmm.
Who cares? Like, we're in the library. You have a book, get rid of it. Like, no, we're here to have fun. Let's go party and like do all this stuff. But then when you really sit with the lyrics and you sit with what is being said, the line is something of like it's just life and nothing matters and knowing nothing matters is just life.
Hmm.
And so it's a really nice message of just knowing that as long as you're having fun and having a good time, then that's all that you can hope for in your life. And so I think it's just one of those like fun. I just love a song that surface level is like boppy, good time, and then you really listen to it and you're like, oh wait, this actually is super. It's not serious, but that's like the point of the song. It's like nothing serious, so just dance.
Yeah.
So it's. I also loved the difference between the Broadway show and the movie, where in the Broadway version, it's Fiero that is like, so what's the most swankified place in town? And it's Glinda that gives him the answer of like, oh, the Ozda's Ballroom. And then in the movie, it is Fiero that is like, hey, I know where to go. You guys follow me.
Hmm.
And so I liked it was still, it's still the same, but it's a difference of who knows where to go. And I think having Fiero be the one to guide them is just like there's no wrong answer when it comes to two of them. It's just like a nice change.
Hmm. For sure. Yeah. Okay, so we're agreed that it's in the top five. It's
Absolutely.
for sure. Okay, you know what? Like it's your list could easily be my list on certain days, and I'm
Mhm.
sure
Yeah,
my
and vice
list could be
versa.
yeah. So it's just all so good. I guess we just agree that something bad isn't in the top.
Something bad is not bad, but it's something.
It's something. It's something.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, this was such an amazing discussion. We could keep going for hours.
Oh, absolutely.
You know this. We
Yeah.
can and we should. We should do another one where we
I'm totally down. There are things that we can talk about.
I feel like we didn't even scratch the surface.
No. Not at all.
Yeah, but at the same time, like it was such a great chat, and I mean, I enjoyed getting to hear your thoughts about the movie, and I guess final question, like, you know, I'd love to hear like why Wicked, we love the music, we love the story. We were just talking about that, but like, what does it mean to you personally? Like, why do you connect with it? Why are you rewatching it millions of times and
Mhm.
listening to the music, other than the fact that it's just good?
It just really it really comes down to I am someone that holds on to the things that I had in my like developing years, so like my teens and all that. So it just has that nostalgia for me of again, it's the first Broadway show that I learned about. It's the first show that I saw. And so it adds that extra connection with on top of, as I said, Wizard of Oz was something that I grew up with as a kid. And so seeing the other side of that story was really nice. And it's just something that I hold on to. And I feel like just Wicked as a whole, it's, as I said, I see it as a story of like friendship and also just doing what is right. And it's important for today's time of like what's going on in the world. It's it's showcased in this movie, which is really strange because of when the book was written, when the Broadway production started, and now here we are. And I think it's something that I hope people realize is an important story for what is happening right now. But besides that, it's just a fun time because even when part two is so serious, there's still comedy in it, and the music is still fun. And I just think it was really well put together. As I said, like having it start with "No One Mourns" because it's sort of the song that has the bridge for Wizard of Oz into Wicked. Because I feel like if you started Wicked off the cuff of, no, see, like Elphaba's good, then
Hmm.
we're like, well, we just saw her in a bunch of red smoke with Dorothy.
Hmm.
So what do you mean? What do you mean to tell me that she's good? So having No One Mourns be the start of this show of like, you think that that's correct. Like, yeah, she is bad. And then it's like, well, let's actually go through the story. It's it's really hard to pinpoint what makes it that big of a connection for me, but I think the big parts are I think it's still relevant and it has the nostalgic aspect for me. And nostalgia is just such a big part of what I like watching. Like I will still watch shows that I watched when I was like 9
Hmm.
and I like they could be bad, they could be awful, but it's that connection that I had when I was younger and so it has that tie back for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can go on and on about this movie and about this production. I'm excited for the next time that I get to see it on Broadway. And when that day comes, we can have another talk, whether it is such as this or if it's just us like on a like audio message that is 40 minutes long,
Yes, we've been sending
however
lots
we
of
do it.
audio messages, by the way, for
So long. Oh
just
my gosh. Also, wait, we didn't I think we didn't say this during the recording, but this setup, this
oh
me as Glinda, you as Elphaba was not planned.
no, no,
We
no.
just we're
I
just on the same wavelength.
we're on the same wavelength. I wasn't sure if you were gonna wear anything Wicked related, or I wasn't sure if you were gonna be Elphaba too, but I had a feeling you were gonna be Wicked related. Um,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I
I
did not
picked
know
it
you
up.
were. I didn't know you were going Glinda.
Yeah,
And
I actually just got this this sweatshirt, like as I said, I'm visiting family, and so it was kind of like a late Christmas gift, and I got this, and I was
Nice.
like, I'll wear this.
It,
I
it
did
looks
have
comfy.
it's so comfy. But yeah, I did have another sweatshirt with me that is it's like green and pink, like
It's
marble.
green.
It's, I
You're
am. It is.
green. That's my favorite
Yeah,
line. You're
I am.
green.
Yeah, so good. But I think it's like Elphaba on it. So I think having the Glinda specific. Where'd it go? Oh,
You just knew. You sensed
yeah,
that you should wear the Glinda one.
yeah. It was gonna be this one.
Night. Oh, that's badass.
It's so sick.
That's really cool. That's really
It's
cool. And the pink
insane.
with like the green on it, like
Mhm.
yeah. And then
Yeah, I
also
love it.
you got your nails.
Oh yeah, my nails. I've had these like I was supposed to have these for the movie, like when I went to go see the movie, but then because they're just like press on,
Yeah.
and I ended up with a different option, and then I just had these like in the back of my like cabinet, and then I was like, wait, I can wear them for the
Perfect.
discussion, and it worked
Perfect.
out.
Perfect. I love that even if like they weren't getting like even if your hands weren't really in it, like that just the fact
Just
that you
knowing,
just knowing it was there.
like they're not. My pants are green. They were not seen at all until this moment.
The socks or the shoes green or pink or did we not go that
Um,
far?
no, I didn't go that far. White. I can find a way to tie them in. They're just white socks. I'm like, yeah, they
Which
wore
that's Glinda wore white in the field.
her dress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
my
why.
white socks are an homage to Glinda's white wedding dress.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I was going for.
Exactly. And I'm barefoot like Dr. Dillermand.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So paying homage
Mhm.
to the man, the myth, the legend. But
Absolutely.
but yeah, for me, I think what first got me into Wicked, like I mean, I love music, I love musicals, and I think it was when I was listening to the soundtrack, it just like, whoa, like this is really good. Like the songs were just really good and it got me. And then when I watched the movies over and over, just like the world of Oz and like just like being able to escape into this like fantasy world, it was just such a beautiful world. Visually, it was great. And like I just love like when people like break out into song randomly and dance randomly because like I
Mhm.
kind of wish that that's how our real world operated. Like I wish if
Yeah.
someone was feeling a certain way, we could just like sing about it and have a whole group dance behind us and it would be normalized, you know, high school
Mhm.
musical-esque. But
Yeah. We can start it.
we could start it, why not?
Yeah, why
Like
not?
yeah, I mean like, you know, I was a little disappointed like in high school, you know, like when you know, the final bell would ring and, you know, summer, like nobody was singing like, what time is it? Summer time.
Yeah.
I was like, come
Like
on, like, guys,
like,
guys.
"Oh, do you guys need the sheet music?" "Oh, I'll just go
Yeah.
get it."
Yeah.
It's like,
What
I
are
have
you,
copies in my car.
like, why are you guys just like walking? Like
Yeah.
dance out of here. And like,
Yeah.
like, isn't
Yeah,
that the
dance through
normal
life.
dance through life? Isn't that the normal
Yeah.
thing?
Right.
Life is
That's how it should
painless for
be.
the brainless.
Mhm.
So
And
keep
you guys
dancing.
got some brains, you gotta get rid of them.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, I mean the music just so good and I was just so immersed in it and I just love like when they're all breaking out into song. Um and then also yeah, I think I really enjoyed part 2, but part 1 is I feel like where I really was able to resonate because it was more of a
Mhm.
real grounded story of like these people in school. You know, it wasn't like you know, part 2 just gets like crazy and it's
Yeah.
great, but like part 1 is like about an isolated Elphaba who's in school, who's being picked on, and you have Glinda who's like trying to fit in with everybody, and you know, Elphaba, you know, balancing like, you know, dealing with Glinda and then dealing with her sister and then working with Madame Morble and then she's gonna go meet the wizard. It's like all this stuff going on. I think Elphaba is just brilliant in part 1, like where I really resonated with her, just in terms
Mhm.
of like, you know, sometimes like feeling that like isolation and it's like just like but then like but then coming into who you are and embracing who you are And I think once you embrace who you are and like are 100% yourself, like that's when like you're your most powerful. And that's what
Mhm.
happened with her, you know,
Right.
when she embraced who she was and she was confident. That's where she gained her power from. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, I would say that that was it. Do you think there's I mean, I might as well just ask you the question, like possible third movie?
I I would have to say no. I think I think the writer of Wicked for the book, he came out with like prequels of
Mhm.
both Elphaba. I think that came out either this year or last year, and now one for Glinda is coming out, I think this year.
Oh my goodness.
And I think seeing that, people thought that that meant more movies were going to be coming. I would love that. I would love to have more of the Wicked universe, but I don't think it would be happening. I don't see it as a necessary thing, especially if it's prequels. I feel like we got a little bit of their prequel throughout the movies with
Mhm.
the young Elphaba and young Glinda. But hey, I will buy my ticket tomorrow if it's happening.
Yeah.
All that to say.
Yeah. It's a cool what if fan fiction. Like, what if Glinda finds out Elphaba's still
Mhm.
alive? And like, you know, there could be a story there, but at the same time, you know, it is kind of like what they did with Stranger Things, like, you know, with Elle, like, is she dead? Is she not dead? You don't
Yeah.
know. And
Yeah, like Mike's theory
it's
is
yeah.
like,
And we know Elphaba's alive, but like,
mhm.
do they like I mean, it's probably, you know, it's probably smart not to like mess with it anymore. It's like, you know, just leave it.
Yeah.
It don't ruin it, but at the same time, it would be cool, you know. Can't lie.
Yeah. I guess I have like the question of the full ending of the Wicked for Good, like the official ending of it, when the Grimoire opens and is like glowing next to Glinda. I know that there are two reasonings that the audience has for that. Do you have a reason for yourself of what the Grimoire opening, what that was symbolizing?
It's a good question. I think for me, I just like assumed like it was Glinda, you know, embracing who she is, Glinda the good, and like
Mhm.
that, like kind of embracing the magic within her, um, and like kind of like being at like her top point, like her highest moment, her best. She's like at her best right now, and like she
Yeah.
now has the ability to use to learn from the Grimoire. But that's
Mhm.
just what I got. What do you think?
I when I first watched it, now the two that's essentially what one of the reasonings that the audience comes to terms with is for it is how the Grimoire, it doesn't open for everybody. It opens for those like worthy
Hmm.
or those that have the true calling for it. And so people see the ending of it opening with Glinda as the Grimoire is acknowledging Glinda is now good. And so it's giving her what she wants. She now has these powers that she's always wanted.
Hmm.
The other reasoning I've seen, and it's the one that I thought I agreed with in the beginning, where it is Elphaba giving her a sign of, "Hey, girl, I'm still here, but
Mm.
like keep it hush." I just feel like this because the scene, like the framing of it was it opening and Glinda realizing it and that it's open, and then it immediately cuts to Elphaba giving a smirk while she's because they're like looking towards each other
Mm.
during it. So Elphaba's looking towards Oz and towards Glinda, and so she kind of gives a smirk of like, "Hey." And so I feel like that shot specifically is why I was so adamant on it being that, of it being Elphaba's little call of, here I am. But I think the more that I am sitting with it and I'm realizing, I do think it is more of Glinda is getting what she wants, or at least what she wanted in the beginning, because they both at the end they get what they wanted in the beginning. That's not necessarily what they want now,
Mm-hmm.
but it's what they have. Where Elphaba gets to live freely, but she's not with everyone that she loves. She's only with Riero. And then Glinda is with her powers when she also just wants to be with the people that she loves. And
Mm.
so I think that is the final message of that scene for me.
Yeah, it's like a beautifully tragic
Yeah.
ending, kind of like it's like they kind of get what they want, but they also don't. It's not like
Mhm.
I know it's like sometimes you just wish like Glinda and Elphaba would just be friends and live
Mhm.
happily together, and um, so that's where my hope for maybe a possible part three thing. But then it's also like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like ideas, but I do think that having Glinda be the one to open the Grimmery because of herself is
Mhm.
better because I think like
Yeah.
just for her character, it just because if
Right.
Elphaba is the one to do it, it's like Glinda didn't do anything.
Mhm.
It was Elphaba, but if Glinda's the one who unlocks her full power, then it's like, and maybe Elphaba gives her a smirk, like knowing like kind of knowing that like she just could sense that she did it, or like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
think it could also be if you ever open the Grimmery, you kind of have ties to it. So if it opens, then it's kind of well, Elphaba in her head is like, well, I don't have it. I gave it to Glinda, so why is it open? Oh, it opened for Glinda. So like that's where the smirk can come from. She
Mm.
like
Oh, that's a good
I don't
point.
know. Yeah, there's a lot of ideas and just ending thoughts that everyone can come up with, and I think that's why it's so great because I don't see any answer as wrong. It's just
Mhm.
whatever ending is comfortable and comforting for you, go with that.
Yeah, whatever you want to believe in,
Hmm.
for sure, for sure. Do you have any last wicked thoughts that you want to get out before we wrap up? Anything that you need to say?
I I don't think so. It's just all everything is just all in my head. I just think I am so glad that it has stuck with me as long as it has, and it will continue to be with me. And I am also glad that it has new fans coming, such as you and others. Eh, and so, yeah, I'm just glad that it's becoming popular.
Popular, and
But yeah,
it's really defying gravity.
in a sense.
Yeah, I think it's changed us all
Hmm.
for good.
For good. And something bad is a good song for what it is.
Hey, that's how. Yeah, something bad is, guys. We're actually kidding. We love something bad.
No, it's like actually that whole like I was lying about No Good Deed being my favorite. It actually
Yeah,
is something good.
and now Karli is gonna be singing something bad solo.
Like, yeah, I know the lyrics. I've heard of a professor
Ox,
in Ox
a
with a
professor.
squawk with a
No, 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 no. Teach.
lives in a box.
It was in a box.
Yeah,
He
I know the
had a
lyrics.
fox. Something bad is happening in Oz.
Hmm. That's exactly how it goes. We have become Peter Dinklage.
Literally, literally.
We are all one.
Well, Karli, thank you so much for joining me for this. I was
Of
Ever
course.
since we've talked about doing this, I've been really looking forward to it. And
Me too.
yeah, this was fun, and we'll definitely. I mean, we have so much more to say, so we got to do
Yeah.
another one, another version, part
Yeah.
two for good, part two
Yes.
for good.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. Also, I cannot leave without congratulating you on the changes coming to your channel and to your brand and everything. It's so fun, and I know that it's super scary, and I'm really, really glad that you pushed through, and I hope that you are proud of yourself for doing it because you should be. And I'm just so excited to see what comes of it and where it takes you. Hopefully to interviewing everybody. Any movie.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's very
Of
sweet of
course.
you. Yeah, it's scary but exciting, you know. And it's like,
Mhm.
I mean, I get to like expand more upon what I love, like Wicked and other franchises. So I appreciate that. Thank you for the
Yes, of
kind
course.
words.
Yes,
Where,
this has been fun.
for sure. Where can the people find you on social media? Do you have anything you want to shout out?
Oh boy, am I everywhere. I think the one that I probably take too seriously would probably be TikTok. The channel or the username, just drive my car, but with a K. Instagram is essentially the same thing, but it has like drive my underscore car. Somebody stole just without the underscore, but that's fine. Yeah, those are kind of my top two that I have right now. But yeah,
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So if there's any new Wicked thing that comes out, if you follow Carly, you'll
you'll
probably be
you'll know.
you'll know.
It'll be on the stories, probably 10 times.
It's hilarious. Well, thank you, Carly. Thank
Yes,
you,
thank you.
everybody, so much for watching. Appreciate you all. We'll see you next time. And until then, what's a good line to like end it like for like Wicked related?
Ah!
Ah! Ignore that voice, guys.
Breaking the sound waves as it should be.